you're watching Just the News. I'm Amita Balachandra. Our top stories on retail inflation as inflation numbers are out. India's retail inflation has surged to 7% in the month of August, snapping its 3-month downward trend. It was 6.71% in July 2022. In fact, the number has remained above RBI's tolerance band of 2 to 6% for the 8th consecutive month. In the meantime, food inflation in August is at 7.62% as against 6.75% in July. Food inflation, which accounts for nearly half the consumer price index basket, soared as prices of essential crops like wheat, rice and pulses were driven higher by a record heat wave, squeezing already stretched household budgets even further. In fact, all of this comes even as we told you earlier that India had restricted wheat flour exports as well. For vegetables, the inflation rate grew by 13.23% in August, and fuel and light inflation declined to 10.78%. In the meantime, India's index of industrial production that measures industrial growth increased by 2.4% in July as compared to 12.3% in June. In an update on the Gyanvapi case, now Varanasi court today has agreed to hear a petition by 5 Hindu women seeking the right to pray inside the Gyanvapi mosque premises. So essentially the case is now going to be heard, but the 5 Hindu women's petition is maintainable, is what the court has said. These 5 Hindu women have claimed that an image of the deity Shringar Gauri exists at the mosque and sought permission to offer daily prayers there. The court essentially has dismissed the challenge by the Anjuman Intizamiya committee, which had argued that the plea filed by the Hindu side is not maintainable as it violates the Places of Worship Special Provisions Act 1991. So this act, and under the provisions of this act, all places of worship in the country will remain as they were on August 15, 1947, and cases seeking conversion of a place of worship to that of another religion or faith shall abate. Now, the mosque committee, according to reports, is going to move the High Court, challenging what's happened today. The matter in the Varanasi court is now going to be heard next on the 22nd of September. Additionally, earlier the mosque committee had also approached Supreme Court, so there are 2 separate cases that are going on. The Supreme Court on July 21st said that it will await the Varanasi district judge's decision on the Gyanvapi Mosque Committee's application, and the Supreme Court bench then posted the matter for further hearing in the first week of October after the outcome of the proceedings before the district judge. Moving on now, heavy rains being reported in several states, starting off with Maharashtra. After what we saw happen in Bengaluru, heavy rains in Pune on Sunday caused massive waterlogging, traffic jams and disruptions in power supply as well. Several areas like Baner, Pashan, Camp, Kondwa, Kothurud, Undri, all of these areas reported waterlogging. The Maharashtra State Electricity Distribution Company Limited has said that authorities are stepping up to restore power disruptions. And in fact, an IMD official said that moderate rainfall is likely in the city till the 13th of September. And it's not just Maharashtra and places in Maharashtra, but several other states, like I mentioned. According to the weather department, heavy rainfall is likely over Odisha, Chhattisgarh, Vidarbha and east and west Madhya Pradesh till the 13th of September. IMD has predicted that the rainfall in Maharashtra is likely to increase and will continue till the 14th of September. In the meantime, in Gujarat is expected to receive heavy rainfall till the 16th of September, with southwest monsoon expected to become active in the coming week. An update on the lumpy skin disease in cattle, because earlier there were over 57,000 cattle that were reported to have died because of this disease. Now there's a comment that's coming from the government. Prime Minister Modi said that the centre along with the state governments is trying hard to control this disease. He noted, and I quote, "There has been a loss of livestock due to the disease across many states in India," end quote. He also added that an indigenous vaccine has been developed for lumpy skin disease. Besides this, efforts are being made to track the movement of animals as well to keep the outbreak under control. Now, 57,000 cattle have passed away across the country. Now, this disease is essentially a contagious viral disease that spreads among cattle through mosquitoes, flies, lice, and wasps by direct contact, and also through contaminated food and water. The disease causes fever, nodules on the skin, and it can be fatal. In other news, now Delhi High Court has taken suo motu cognizance of an incident wherein two people died in this city's Mundka area after inhaling toxic gases in a sewer. Now, a bench has issued notices to the Municipal Corporation of Delhi, the Chief Secretary in the Delhi government, and the Delhi Jal Board, seeking their stand on this particular matter. In fact, two people died. One person fell unconscious, and while trying to help the other person who went in to clean up, that person also passed away after inhaling toxic fumes. A case has been filed under Section 304A of the IPC, which is causing death by negligence. Now, manual scavenging, essentially, or the practice of removing human excreta by hand from sewer lines or septic tanks, is banned under the Prohibition of Employment as Manual Scavengers and the Rehabilitation Act 2013. The practice, however, is prevalent across many parts of India. In fact, human rights activists have said that the number quoted by the government repeatedly, sometimes saying that there is no death, sometimes saying that there are a few deaths that have taken place, is much higher than what's being reported. Also in the news, the National Investigation Agency has raided around 50 locations in North India linked to organized terror gangs involved in drug trafficking, arms smuggling, and other illegal activities. The raids were carried out in locations across Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Delhi, and Haryana. Now, contrary to reports that said that this came one day after a press conference on Sidhu Moosewala murder case, TOI has reported, citing sources, that the NIA has clarified that raids conducted across these states were related to the investigation of cases against activities of gangsters having serious international interstate ramifications, and that they were not related to Sidhu Moosewala's killing. Now, Moosewala, a prominent singer in the Punjabi music industry and also a leader of the Congress party, was shot dead on the 29th of May by 6 shooters in Punjab's Mansa district. On to politics right now, starting off with the Delhi LG versus the Delhi state government. According to ANI, Delhi LG Vinay Kumar Saxena has recommended a CBI probe into Delhi government's alleged irregularities in the procurement of 1,000 low-floor buses in 2019 and 2020. Now, a complaint alleging irregularities in the procurement of the buses was received by the Lieutenant Governor's office in July. Delhi government and LG have been in fact at loggerheads, especially over the excise liquor policy. The AAP government has alleged that the Delhi LG has been ordering inquiries to divert attention from his own corruption, and this is what the AAP has alleged. They've alleged that Mr. Saxena is allegedly involved in a 1,400 crore rupees scam during his term as a chairperson of the Khadi and Village Industries Commission in 2016, and offered an interior designing contract allegedly for a Khadi lounge in Mumbai to his daughter. This has been refuted by the Delhi Lieutenant Governor. Also in the news, Telangana Chief Minister Chandrasekhar Rao has said that he will launch his national party soon, and the work to form its policy is in progress. And this is according to a report by Indian Express. In a press release, it said, and I quote, "There has been a consensus on the alternative national agenda after prolonged discussions with intellectuals, economists, and experts from various fields, like we did before the start of the Telangana movement," end quote. Now, Mr. Rao has criticized the centre in the last few months and held meetings with political leaders like Pinarayi Vijayan, Arvind Kejriwal, Nitish Kumar, and Uddhav Thackeray as well. An update on the Sonali Phogat death case right now. Goa Chief Minister Pramod Sawant has said that his government will hand over the case to the CBI of her death case. In fact, the Union Home Ministry has said and recommended CBI investigation into this particular case, something that her family had asked for before as well. Now, actor politician Sonali Phogat, who hailed from Haryana, was found dead in Goa last month. Probe linked to death due to drug overdose was launched in this particular case, and the Goa police have so far arrested 5 people. Now, according to NDTV, the Supreme Court granted bail to one of the main accused in Haridwar hate speech case, Jitendra Tyagi. Now, he had been previously been granted bail for 3 months on medical grounds in May. In August, he had approached the court for an extension in bail but was told to surrender before the 5th of September. Now, Tyagi was arrested in January for calling upon Hindus to buy weapons to commit genocide against Muslims. He made the statement while speaking at a Dharam Sansad, or a religious conclave, held in Haridwar between the 17th of December and 19th of December. Moving on now to business news. Over 48,000 taxi drivers and 2 lakh auto rickshaw drivers in Mumbai will go on an indefinite strike from the 15th of September, which is Thursday, seeking a hike in fares. Now, according to Indian Express, the General Secretary of Mumbai's Taximen's Union has said, and I quote, "Our demand is to increase the minimum taxi fare to 35 rupees from the existing 25 rupees. However, if the control committee offers a hike of 28 rupees or 30 rupees, we're okay with that too, as our main demand is an increase in fare." End quote. They've also sought the hike as CNG prices have been hiked. In the meantime, State Industries Minister Uday Samant has called for a meeting with the union. Meanwhile, news coming in from across the globe. Antigua and Barbuda are planning to hold a referendum on becoming a republic within the next 3 years. Now, if it is passed, then King Charles III will be removed as the head of state. Now, the Caribbean island became independent from Britain in 1981 and is one of 14 Commonwealth members who share the UK monarch as their head of state. Now, speaking to ITV News, the Prime Minister said becoming a republic was, and I quote, "a final step to complete the circle of independence to ensure we're truly a sovereign nation," but stressed on a referendum was, and I quote, "not an act of hostility," end quote, and would not involve retiring Commonwealth membership. Moving on to sports news right now. 19-year-old Carlos Alcaraz beat Casper Ruud to become US Open 2022 champion. This is his first Grand Slam title. Now, he's the youngest world number 1 in men's tennis. In the meantime, Iga Swiatek of Poland won the women's single in US Open 2022. This is her first US Open title and her 3rd Grand Slam title. Also, Sri Lanka beat Pakistan by 23 runs in their final in Dubai to win Asia Cup for the 6th time. It's Sri Lanka's first Asia Cup victory since 2014, when they also defeated Pakistan in that particular final. And before we wrap things up here on this bulletin, there's a story that's come in from Bengaluru, quite inspiring considering Bengaluru has seen heavy rains and floods in the last couple of days. One Dr. Govind Nandakumar, who's a gastroenterology surgeon at Manipal Hospitals, left his car, ran 3 kilometers to beat traffic and perform a critical surgery. And that video that he's posted online has in fact gone viral. And he's posted that video with this caption, "Sometimes you got to do what you got to do," end quote. Now, the surgery apparently was successful and the patient was discharged on time. That brings us to the end of this bulletin. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.